It's Elegbete TV Radio. Follow us on social media at Elegbete TV Radio.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timi Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Elegbete TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen. Elegbete TV Radio. We dare to lead.
Elegbete TV Radio. We are not just about radio, TV, or YouTube numbers. We are all about connecting with people and creating a community of great minds and values.
Alright guys, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matthews. I'm going to love to come in Elegbete One of Sports. Sorry for that little glitch that I was dealing with the lighting in the studio. Still having one not turning up the way it should. But either way, we have a show to do. We're going to go on with it. As it is, last night we saw Real Madrid show why they are Real Madrid. Even on the nights that they didn't play good, they didn't lose. And some people said the Bayern had a great game compared to previous games that they played in the competition, or probably the whole of this season. They played well, but when you play so well and you don't score goals, it all fades away very fast. And as it is, they got 2 goals, but the 2 goals didn't amount to a win. And in the Champions League, we're good enough that there's no more away goal rules, and then they will take confidence in this. Confidence in a lot of things. One, Leroy Sané, who's not scored since October, scored a goal yesterday. It was a brilliant one. Quick foot, fast movement, and a ferocious shot that squeezed in through the near post of Lenin. It was so fast. It was so quick. You couldn't stop it. But then again, football is a game of moments, and then there were beautiful moments. There were moments where penalties that could have been avoided, happened twice, on both ends of the divide, and everything else. We'll talk about that one. Manchester United, on a clearance sale. And I want to relate what's going on in the EPL. First, it was Nottingham Forest who signed 23, 21 or 25 players in one window. And I'm sitting and I'm saying that a couple of years ago, that's the kind of stuff that happens with the NPFL, right? And clubs in the NPFL, when they do, this is not professional behavior. There's no professional club nowhere in the world with this type of nonsense happen. How would you just sign 20 players, 15 players all at once? Well, it happened in your favorite lovely EPL. What? That one, this is one-off. If it happens again, then we can have a conversation. Manchester United have put his entire team up for sale. That's never happened in football before, but it's happening in England. And now that it's happening in England, everybody seems as though it's normal. Man United needs to clear these players. This bunch of players are not doing well. What if that happened in Nigerian league? Oh, this is why I tell you that the league is not professional. This is why I don't like Nigerian league. This is why that Nigerian league can never grow. Well, I'm not trying to compare Nigerian league with the EPL. There is no basis for comparison. You can't compare a private jet or a Boeing 747 with the Kurupe or Keke Napep. There's no comparison. But characteristics, there's certain elements that just happen, and you can tell that this will happen. You just hope that as this are happening, the MPFL will not just surprise everybody and throw up a mega deal and say we have signed a mega deal. But hey, mega deal, mega call, mega name, mega no, mega let's say that one not gonna happen, because the people running our football don't even know anything about signing up a deal or putting up a deal together. Having said that, Let's jump in on the wagon and take it first. We'll come and talk about Champions League. And for those of you who use the app, I'm sure you must have enjoyed 30 minutes of the review and preview of the UEFA Champions League of our partners, UEFA, for that one that just passed out. That's probably the reason why the show didn't start exactly 9. I've been in the studio since 8 o'clock. Trying to put up all the links. We're back, so we had to send them mail and, wait for approval again to use all that. And thank God it came timely, so it was good. Last night we had the commentary for those of you who were stuck in traffic. I'm sure you enjoyed the commentaries from the UEFA Champions League match, Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid. Having said that, let's listen to this carefully. It's a bit long, almost 4 minutes. If you're hearing children's noise in the background, even though with the door closed, my kids are home. Today is public holiday. They're home and they're in their father's house, so they have the right to make noise in their father's house. In my father's house, there are many mansions there. Yes, even Jesus bragged about his father's house. So they have the right to play in their father's house. Let's hear this, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Everything, take notes while you listen. I'm not going to be able to play it twice because it's long. 4 minutes is a very long time. Take note, listen, and then when we come back, we'll talk about it. Talk about the Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. And tonight, why in the God's name is everybody? A team that knocked out, Paris Saint-Germain knocked out Barcelona, but it's struggling Barcelona. A team that knocked out Atletico Madrid with such ease, everybody's calling them underdog. They have the 1997 UEFA Champions League trophy. Paris Saint-Germain doesn't have anyone. They've just been to the finals like Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, and the rest. Who go to the finals, Valencia, Atletico Madrid, and doesn't win it. But this team is a former UEFA Champions League winner. And all of a sudden, people say Paris Saint-Germain are the favorite to go through against them. Like, I don't understand. I'm just going to play. Let's deal with this first, and then we'll come to have that conversation.
The Manchester United story that has been placed on the back of the Telegraph. An interesting story from James Ducker, basically saying that Manchester United are going to listen to offers for almost every player. Some interesting terms used. They're going to take an ultra-flexible approach this summer, sell-to-buy approach. Miguel, obviously this is a sign of the times when you're not doing so well. You've got to cut your cloth, and you've got a new ownership model as well.
Yeah, it's a good story from James, but also not surprising just because, look what happens at Manchester United every week at this point. They've tried changing so many managers, they probably will change the manager again. And now it's, as has been said, and I think at this point it's hard to justify Ten Hag's persistence in his job, but he has been in a situation, of course, with a group of players where it feels like that needs an overhaul as well. Even if there are good players in there who individually could be fine under a new manager, it's just one of those situations that feels like the whole chemistry of the dressing room just needs to change. And that's why, it isn't surprising, given the way Ineos already come into the club, and we're looking at absolutely every element to see what can be improved upon. And I suppose the most prominent is the dressing room.
And Martin, obviously, Marcus Rashford is pictured there on the back of the Telegraph. When we're talking about, PSR, financial fair play, etc., that also needs to be factored into the actions that United will take during this next transfer window and maybe this next period, this new period under Ineos.
Well, the story says that Garnacho, Menu and Haaland are the three kind of untouchables, if you like. You might say Onana goes with that trio as well. And I guess I might be surprised that big players like Bruno Fernandes are now considered sellable. But I guess if you were to say that every football club in the world, is there a price for every player? Well, yes, there will be. But obviously, Man United have to change the dynamics in that side, that dressing room, to improve stuff. So you're looking at the likes of Harry Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Christian Eriksen, who've got a year left. Then you've got Martial, Evans, Rafael Varane, whose contracts run out. So you're going to have a natural wastage anyway. So this is the ideal time to start doing that. It's when you start talking about players like Bruno Fernandes, when you sell him, and obviously you then come to Marcus Rashford and you say, this is a player who scored 30 goals last season, but this season is struggling again. And we're still waiting for that consistent top-level performer to emerge. And was he now 26? You might have great movement in the transfer market in the summer if Kylian Mbappe does, as we suspect, go to Real Madrid. Does PSG then become an option for Marcus Rashford? Would Man United consider selling him? You only signed a £325,000 a week deal last summer, so it'll be a big move to to let him go. But I think it has to be seen as a new boom. And I guess, as we've got saying there, you suspect Ten Hag will be possibly part of that when he's swept out come summer. But you need an overhaul in the playing personnel as well to get the fans back on board. They've seen these players fail too many times now. We've seen the players slip further and further behind Manchester City. There isn't a style of play to concede too many shots. They consider, quite a vulnerable group as well. And Gary Neville's called them out quite a lot of times. And you think if there was a stronger characteristic inside of us, they would come back fine, but they don't. But this seems like the ideal time now to kind of do that reset that Ratcliffe is kind of promising to do.
Well, I don't know if you guys listened carefully and heard everything that was said, but I'm going to isolate certain parts of the conversation because it relates to something that we have said before. So right there, they talked about Marcus Rashford being available, even though he just signed a £325,000 a week contract last summer. That means he's going to be available, and the kind of club that will want to sign him will be Paris Saint-Germain. And so the interviewer asked the question, knowing that Mbappe will go to Real Madrid, would Paris Saint-Germain turn their attention to Rashford now that he's become available? The English media would always sell their own, but then we also are selling our own. The man in the front line of the conversation for Paris Saint-Germain have always been Victor Osimhen as the direct replacement for Kylian Mbappe. Osimhen is not Kylian Mbappe, but Osimhen has no goals in him, and he's played in the league before he understands the league. I don't think it's going to be that difficult. African players also thrive in the French league. So, in all of this put together, English players don't do too well outside of England. Unless the recent generation of Jadon Sancho, Jude Bellingham, and a few other. But generally, English players don't do too well outside of their country. So now let me pose this question. Since Manchester United are going to do auction sales, just the same way Chelsea did, it wasn't auction buying, luxury buying of 1 billion, and they've not come together. It's akin to the book or the movie, the series, the play. Things fall apart and the centers cannot hold, right? But let's look at it from this angle. Is it a possibility that it comes down to Paris Saint-Germain choosing between Rashford and Osimhen? And if that possibility comes up that it is Rashford here, Osimhen here, where do you think that Paris Saint-Germain will go to when Kylian Mbappe moves? Because again, somebody whispered something in my ear and said, what if Kylian Mbappe wins them the Champions League? Which I doubt that, because Real Madrid have not been knocked out of the UEFA Champions League at home since 2019 when Ajax went to knock them out, and before then it's not been like that. So it's not a normal thing to have Real Madrid get knocked out at home. Okay, so there's no away goal rules. This game can end in a draw in Spain, and it will head into penalties and all that. There is all of those possibilities. But remember that they went to England, played the penalty against Manchester City and won. So it's not as if penalties, they are not good. I'm just playing all the cards on the table. It's a bit long-winded, but I put on a card on the table. So somebody whispered and said, what if Kylian Mbappe wins the Champions League for Paris Saint-Germain and the French president Emmanuel Macron, who married his grandmother, comes in? Why did I chip that in now? Okay, comes in and intervene again and say, oh, you've done this, you've won the World Cup, you won the Champions League, what is Real Madrid going to give to you? The Ballon d'Or, you should stay here. If you win the Olympics, we would hype it so much, we would bribe the organizers, they will vote for you, and you win Ballon d'Or. There's no need moving, and he decides to say, okay, this is me just creating my own conspiracy theory anyway. The world loves a conspiracy theorist. Okay, so I'm creating all of that. Today is Labor Day. Well, happy Workers' Day. I don't really think that on Labour's Day workers are really happy. It's the first of the month. There is nobody who's working who is happy when they receive their salary, because once you work very, very hard to receive that salary, you know that it will take more than 3 days before it's exhausted. So, I mean, payday is the saddest day for anybody who work. Any real hard-working person, unless you're doing 419, unless you are doing fraud or you're a politician, a real hard-working person knows that payday is the saddest day, because all the money just go, and even you that work the work will not have anything for yourself. If you agree with me, just drop a line in the comment section on this one. If you're a working person, if you're not a working person, you will not understand this and I just said anyway. But let's come back to the sporting conversation. So On the face of that, one, you can put your mouth on Man United decision to put everybody on sale. Everybody's up on sale. And reason being the fact that they would need to raise money to spend. So nobody should use it to banter them, but just understand that because of financial fair play and all the rules that are going on in football, all the sanctions, and the fact that they are not, making it into the Champions League means that they will not get some extra money. They will not make the top four, so they will not get some extra money. And the amount of defeats that they have had this season means also in the pyramid of earnings, their money is not going to be very big, so they're very, very, short for fund and all that. They're going to be very, very careful with how they spend money, and with all the big salaries that they already have, they would do it. But again, I have an advice for them. They should do an Arteta on some of these big players, the Casemiro, the Rashford, the Bruno Fernandes. They should do an Arteta or an Arteta Arsenal style. Sell them or terminate their contract without collecting money. Again, somebody will look at me and say, I'm crazy. That's a crazy idea. But you either do that, because I'm not sure there are clubs out there that will buy all of these Manchester United players. I am not sure. I'm yet to be convinced anyway, because they are not really good players. Who's going to buy Anthony Martial? Who's going to buy DJ Anthony? You buy him for 89 million. Who's going to buy him? How much are you going to sell him? Well, maybe little crumbs is better than nothing anyway. And then Rashford, who really wants Rashford in their team right now? Right now, this Rashford, who really wants him in their team? No, Rashford only played to sign a new contract. After he gets a new contract, he goes back to relax. That's the traditional style of many English players. The days where you see English players play to the dead are the days of Andiko, Paul Ince, who for me I consider the hardest working player to ever play in the Premier League. Michael Owen, Robbie Fowler also was good, but his injury cases was too much. John Barnes, Steve McManaman, Owen Hargreaves was a fantastic player also, but his injury was another thing that you could not even put your money on. With Rooney, Duncan Ferguson, Duncan Ferguson it's not English, it's Scotland. Okay, but with Rooney, all of those guys, David Beckham, Paul Scholes, who played football, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, John Terry, who play football because they love the game, and then the game is not giving them money, giving them fame and pride. But the current players, Jack Wilshere, Walcott, Rashford, rubbish Mumu players. They only play for contract. Once the final year of their contract, they'll give you a performance that will make you say these guys can beat Tony Stark, Iron Man, Spider-Man, the entire Avengers put together, and their boss. What's his name? What's Samuel Jackson's name in Avenger again? Oh God, my brain. Walk when I need you to walk. Jesus Christ. Ooh, what's his name? What's Samuel Jackson's name in the Avengers? Okay, move on. Don't worry. But you know what I'm talking about. But why am I not remembering this name? Okay, so whatever it is, let's come to the game yesterday. It was everything you needed a classic to be like. Everything you needed a classic game to be like. Classic Champions League match. Bayern showed that even though people say they are not good enough this season, it was actually Bayern Leverkusen that were exceptional, not like they were not good. Because as bad as they say they have not fallen off the top four. They're second on the log, if I'm not mistaken, but they're playing Stuttgart this weekend. Stuttgart could overtake them. It gets not taken. Real Madrid could also win the league title in Spain this weekend. They win their game and all that results in other places go their way. So all of that is in place. But this game came up, it lived up to expectation. They came out of the starting block ready to rock and roll, ready to hit, and then Madrid in their usual way, not having a proper center forward. I think they've really done well in the absence of Cristiano Ronaldo and then Karim Benzema, not having a center forward. But that goal, Jesus Christ, that goal that Vinicius Jr. scored was a proper center forward goal. His positioning, the way he uses run to drag, lubricate that Real Madrid center back was fantastic. And then the treading of the pass. I don't know if anybody's watched the movie Odyssey. There's a part in that movie Odyssey where Odyssey was not old and he had to tread the arrow through the eye of the needle. Jesus Christ. That was the kind of pass that Toni Kroos gave yesterday. No wonder Zinedine Zidane said that what it took other players 20 passes to achieve, Toni Kroos would achieve with one pass. That was exactly what happened in that game. And it was a plumb. I was sitting here, I was watching on this screen, this big Mac screen, and it was, oh my God, it was beautiful. I think that the two penalties, it was deserving, but it was just a bit weak. But that goal by Leroy Sané, Jesus Christ. Just when you were saying that pass by Toni Kroos and the goal by Vinicius Jr., a proper center forward goal, then, that goal, when he scored that goal, the first thing that crossed my mind is, okay, Mbappe can play on the right. This guy can play through the middle. If you keep doing it like this, I mean, remember when it started? When it started playing at the beginning, it really wasn't scoring goals. You know, if you remember when Vinicius Junior came in, he wasn't scoring goals. A lot of people were saying, yeah, he was a Brazilian who was always dribbling and not, giving the right pass, not meeting the final ball properly. But now he's added goal to his name and everything that he needed. Yes, the name is Nick Fury. What the heck is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Nick Fury is what I wanted to remember. What's wrong with that? I'm old now, right? I'm old. I've got a lot of bills and a lot of things to deal with. But hey, I'm supposed to remember because I'm a movie buff. I watch movie like my life depends on it. So I'm supposed to remember. There's certain things that shouldn't go off your head. No matter what happens. Nick Fury, okay. So, I mean, one of my favorite scenes in all of the Avengers was when he was driving that car and they tried to attack him, and the whole security of the car, the whole movies are interesting. Avengers, Fast and the Furious, yeah, that's the kind of movies that push your adrenaline level very high, that give you dopamine as if you've had good sex. Oh God, I'm underage here. Sorry, I'm not nervous. But then you would understand what dopamine is if you go search for it and understand that. Well, whatever it is, it was a very beautiful game. It was nice, good goals, good movement, good pass. And then Aurelio Tchouameni is a player that we don't give enough credit. Started up as a central midfielder, ended up the game as a centre back. I was doing well, but we didn't see all that Rudiger's native intelligence defending. Okay, those native intelligence defending that he used against slow motion. Norwegian Thor, Erling Haaland. We didn't see that because there was actually nobody in that center of defense that could be marked at. Okay, so that was what happened. But a lot of players gave a good account of themselves, and Luka Modric came in the second half. I just when you thought that too, Papa is old enough, but he let everybody know that he's a rolling stone. So that pass that he gave with the outside of his foot to Vinicius Junior didn't turn out good. I mean, goalkeeper saved the ball. You really know that this man is the man. And then let's move to the game of today. Everybody's talking about the fact that Paris Saint-Germain will win. They will win. I'm going to ask you guys this: do you really think that Paris Saint-Germain will win? That Dortmund are just going to sit down and lay low and let it happen? There's Jordan Sancho. There's a whole lot of players there that also have something to prove. They want to get to the finals as well. It's not a big deal if they lose, but they could just say, you know what, we're not going to go down without a fight, and that happens. Paris Saint-Germain are in. I mean, maybe a lot of people are getting overexcited because of how Paris Saint-Germain dispatched Barcelona in Spain, but that just might not happen. There might not be a red card, and then the story might be different. Jordan Sancho and Co will not be as wasteful as Lewandowski was in Spain. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes. Well, for you, what about question you have? If you have, yesterday, somebody put me on the spot for 10 questions. If you also have that, you can send it now. If you have any other question to ask, you can send it in the comment section. If you have any analysis, review, preview, whatever you have to say, put it now. Leicester City, yesterday we talked about them. They have made their promotion. The Tractor Boys, talked about Ipswich Town. They are 1 point away from getting automatic qualification. Yeah, they thought they would get it last night, but all the resulting panel the way they wanted. But now they need just one more point. They get one. Their next game they win or they get a draw, they are automatically in the Premier League. We already know those that are going down in the English Premier League currently as it is. They are coming in to replace them, and I dare say that Leicester will not go down straight back. So Leicester are coming. I don't know whether the Ipswich Boys Tractors will be able to withstand the pressure of the Premier League. They might go back. I don't know who's going to play in the playoff and join them, but for sure Leicester City are going to see, meaning that one of the current teams that will survive relegation will still be in danger of going down, and that danger look like Nottingham Forest. If they survive relegation this season, they just might be in danger of going down because of all of the drama that they have caused. The powers that be in the EPL might say, you know what, it's time to send these guys down for their capability to be volatile, to destroy the entire building just because things don't go their way. We might have to send them down understand. Everton next season will be favored beyond all reasonable doubt. They'll be protected. Everton will finish in the top 10 next season. But Nottingham Forest, if they don't relegate this season, the powers that be will do everything to get them relegated. That's just my take on it. We all know that Sheffield United is already gone. Burnley is a defeat away from going down. Luton is a defeat and a draw, or 2 defeats away from going down. That is a defeat. And if Nottingham Forest win, then they are down already. So we know that the 3 most likely teams that will go down. First of the 2, Sheffield United is down. Burnley to join them, and then Luton Town or Nottingham Forest. Brentford, they're safe. They're safe, but one more win will make assurance double sure. But Nottingham Forest are still hovering there, around the Bermuda Triangle of the Premiership relegation zone. Anything can happen. We would see in the words of Wyclef. DJ, play me. Say what, anything can happen. Okay, let's come back to you guys now. It's time for us to look at transfer speculations that are going on. Where's my energy coming from? I didn't drink tea today, it's just water. I think I should focus more on water because there seems to be a whole lot of energy and speed. Manchester United are not expecting any club to meet their £70 million valuation of England forward Marcus Rashford 26 this summer. So why are you putting that money if you don't expect anybody to match it? Put something that people will match. Well, people will come and price him because you're not doing clearance, and people know that you're under pressure. People know that you are desperate and all of that. Price him have cooled their interest in Rashford and will pursue other transfer targets like Victor Osimhen and others before the summer window. Rashford has told Manchester United he does not want to leave the club and is focused on finding his form. Where you keep up? Where you keep the form where you want to find them? Man United fans, this is the time where you people should carry placard and carry banner. Rashford must go. Rashford must go. Rashford must go. So a lot of people don't get this joke that I just did. You're not into following comedy, you will not understand it. But if you go watch Trevor Noah talking about a white protest, you would understand what I just did. Meanwhile, United manager Eric Ten Hag, 54, does not know if he will be in charge at Old Trafford next season or not. Hey, Bobby, Alpha, where are you? I want you to be present here. Okay, you will watch it later. Arsenal have offered Italy midfielder Jorginho, whose currently expires in June, a new contract, and the 32-year-old is expected to sign it. Now, please, Arsenal don't offer Thomas Partey a new contract. I know that people are trying to deceive us that he's been playing well in the last couple of games. Oga, no offer more. No offer more. If they play only 5 games next season, I beg. Go and buy Douglas Costa or somebody else. Don't offer him a new contract. West Ham will face competition from AC Milan for Lille manager Paulo Fonseca, with the 51-year-old seen as a potential replacement for Hamas boss David Moyes. Where is this Isoko man, Moye? Where is he going to? Where? Does he have another job, or Man United are planning to re-employ him? I don't understand. Scottman Moyes, 61, has attracted interest for Spartak Moscow. Spartak Moscow is not a Russian team. I thought you guys are against Russians. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I'm not understanding. Why is he interested in going to Spartak? Well, let me read it. Scottman Moyes, 61, has attracted interest to Spartak Moscow amid uncertainty over his future at West Ham. Austria's former manager, Manchester United boss, Austria's former Manchester United boss, Ralf Rangnick, wants to be the new Bayern Munich manager, with talks expected to be held on Wednesday, as he is desperate to cleanse his name from the mess that happened at Manchester United, so that his club career will not be seen as at what happens with Manchester United. I'm here at those also. Chelsea and England forward Raheem Sterling, 29, has not had any contact with Saudi Pro League about a summer transfer. However, the Blues will be willing to sell on loan Belgian striker Romelu Lukaku, 30, to them if they want him. Portugal midfielder, the player doesn't say you go. Maybe Rashford is saying no go. So Portugal midfielder Bruno Fernandes, 29, has hinted he will consider his future at Manchester United after Euro 2024. But for now, he is focused on the FA Cup finals and the tournament in Germany this summer. So the league match is not the important. FA Cup, just FA Cup, only FA Cup. A number of clubs in Saudi Arabia are interested in Barcelona's 21-year-old Spain forward forward Ansu Fati, no side labor, who is currently on loan at Brighton, and former France defender Clement Langlais, 28, who is on loan at Aston Villa. When I know the time I tell you I say this Ansu Fati no side labor, almost everybody won't shop me wrong. He not sabi play ball, the lead, Messi play kind number 10 giver, which the insult. Manchester United are still planning to sell English forward Mason Greenwood 22 this summer, with a final decision to be made at the end of the season, according to Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea have denied that they paid for Ruben Amorim's flight to London last week, or that they had any meetings with the 39-year-old Sporting Lisbon boss. You see, anytime a club come out to make a denial like that, it, as a matter of fact, they did what they are accused of. Okay, Borussia Dortmund wants to keep Madsen at the club beyond this season, following the 22-year-old Dutch winger's successful loan spell from Chelsea. Leicester have held talks with 37-year-old English striker Jamie Vardy about extending his stay at the club. Why would he not stay? Crystal Palace is likely to sell Republic of Ireland under 21 midfielder Kylian Phillips. Okay, Kylian Phillips, 22, in the summer transfer window. Finally, English midfielder Callum O'Hara, not Callum Hudson-Odoi, Callum O'Hara, 25 years of age, who is a target for Aston Villa and West Ham, has told Coventry City he will leave the club on a free transfer this summer. The only bad thing is, for all of those performers, Coventry City, who need all the money in this world, will not benefit anything from that boy's transfer. That's the only sad part. So you play in the championship sometimes, you play in the lower league sometimes, these things happen to you when you go to the FA Cup and you put up some performance that is mind-blowing and exceptional. It changes the narrative and the dynamics. Okay, so guys, let's come back to your comment section. I've done my 30 minutes. I've done my beat. Now it is your beat. And if your comment ends before your 30 minutes, well, we sign up on the show. We sign up on the show. So it's up to you guys. Your questions, your comments, your predictions, your analysis, your reviews, and all that. Tosi Leomade with his Michael Jackson dance steps. Say good morning, boss. First to like and first to comment. And then he said, this PSG and Dortmund now 50-50. The team that will take their chance will carry the day. I might back Dortmund on this show. Okay, Tosi Leomade, thank you very much for being the first to comment and the first to like. Okay, for those of you who have not downloaded the Elevated TV radio app, please do well to download it. And it's on Android and iOS. You can listen to us. And if you're stuck in traffic and you want the Champions League matches tonight, commentaries, you can get on us. And, many other things that we offer on a daily basis. Okay, and thank you for everyone who joined in on the YouTube live. Please, if you've not subscribed to the channel, do well to subscribe. Click on the like buttons as well. And always don't be shy to comment. I mean, you cannot have 20-something, 30 people, and maybe only 5 people are commenting. The other ones also should have an opinion. This is football. Everybody should have an opinion, or you should have questions. And, the show is so designed that you can even ask questions outside of football, personal questions and all that. So let's keep it going. I'm not going to school today. It's a public holiday, so I'm not running away. I'm going to be here. If you have questions, load them in. I have an event maybe in the afternoon around 3, so I still have a lot of time. Let's push it further down and see. 69 for us, a good morning, sir. I love your show and your personality. You are an inspiration for many, and I appreciate you, boss. Thank you very much. Salute you, and I hope that a lot of other people see what you do and appreciate you that much as well. Any man else, a good morning, it's good to be here with you. Thank you very much for being here. Any man else, bro, do you think this is the beginning of the end of Man U, just like Chelsea? The beginning of the end started since 2013. Why are we not saying it now? Yeah, we are not saying the beginning of the end since Chelsea. For Chelsea, anyway, the kind of money they have and the kind of troubles that they find themselves is always very, very amazing. But I don't think that Chelsea would be able to dominate the way they dominate the Roman Abramovich style. I don't think that would ever happen again. But if you're a Chelsea fan, you feel proud. 2 Champions League, 2 UEFA Cup, multiple league titles, World Cup Championship, everything there is to be won, they've won. So they can take a chill pill and rest for a while other people like Man City try to do something. The worst money bag, when Newcastle found money, they won the league title, they won the FA Cup, and they just won the championship. The worst money bag in the Premier League era right now would end up to be Newcastle, because there was a time where Mike Ashley's money was money bag. They didn't win anything. Now again, it's looking like they've gotten Saudi money, but it will not turn out to be anything successful. So I wonder, what is this money for? They say money speaks, bullshit works, but I don't think that the money of Newcastle is speaking. The money of Newcastle is deaf and dumb. But let's see how it goes anyway. Man United's beginning of the end is not now. Man United's beginning of the end started in 2013 when Sir Alex Ferguson retired. So they've been falling down the bottomless speed. They're just clinging on to a few FA Cup here, League Cup there, UEFA Europa Cup there. But I mean, the big deal is away from them. Winning Champions League is not something that any Man United fan should dream about right now, in the nearest future, or probably in their lifetime. Winning the league, the English Premier League title, is not something any Man United fan should dream of anytime soon. Maybe another 10 years of suffering will continue, of disappointment, of conceding goals like goals are going out of fashion, of signing players that cannot play in the DNA. In short, all these players that Man United are signing do not have DNA at all. They have alien DNA. They don't even understand what football is in the Manchester United's setup. So this is not the beginning of the end. This is a continuation of the fall, the free fall that they've been since 2013. Okay, when Moyes was appointed on parochial nepotism ahead of a proper reason of tactical and ability to coach. Okay, but let's move on and see what others have got to say. Olafat says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. I think Dortmund might go through because these two have met in the group stage before, and PSG weren't convincing, but who knows? It's the knockout phase. Okay, let's see how that goes. We would see eventually. I don't think Dortmund is afraid of Paris Saint-Germain, Mbappe or no Mbappe. 69 football says PSG isn't Le Bleu. Okay, take out Mbappe and probably just another club. It's 50-50 and both teams have a chance. BVB for me looks like a balanced team than PSG. Let's not forget that you never walk alone is not exclusively a Liverpool song. The English Premier League might be louder, but you never walk alone is also Borussia Dortmund song. So you'll be hearing that tonight. If you're watching the game, don't be surprised and stop wondering if it is Liverpool that is playing. They sing that one at the BVB Arena. Yorokiri Emmanuel Simigo Bros. PSG will be too strong for Dortmund over two legs. Enrique will navigate it. Okay? Enrique is the real factor anyway. 69 football. Rashford isn't on same level with Osimhen. Pick Victor Osimhen 9 ahead of Rash. Time ahead of Rash time don't pass. Okay. Olafat says salary drop never use 48 hours, and it don't follow debt and bills. The remaining ones go not go use 4 days. Exactly. European man say Victor better pass Rashford, but the British press go do everything to sell their own. I hope PSG don't fall for that. European man went on to say, bros, your head are full. Forget about Samuel Jackson name. Them know they use that name. They collect money from bank. Yeah, I know, but I mean, when you do this job, you just have to be like near perfect. Okay, as a matter of fact, we were told that you have to be perfect, but I've always said, nobody's gonna be perfect. Sometimes when you do this job, you also need the help of your audience. That's what makes it nice. I hate it when people expect us to just come across as perfect. And I remember I worked there when I was in Brilla. So you shouldn't admit your mistake. You shouldn't admit that you don't know. If you don't know something, find a way to stall and divert the conversation. Like, really? Can't I just tell the audience that I don't know this thing? What does it take to know you're an expert? You're supposed to be an expert. You cannot say that. God does not know everything, and I'm not God. I beg you, but hey, it's one of those things. It's a tradition that we created going on, and everything is perfect. I remember the first time I told some group of guys that when I started after Medemede in 2012, my salary was 150. They looked at me like, "Are you serious? Which are you guys saying like 1 million, 2 million like that?" And there's nobody, not even that Foster. Nobody in the industry, not even just an Azodo Super Sports, and that kind of money. What are you even saying? Come on, Chief, come on, road. Okay, let's go back and get the conversation going. Sebastian Rafat says Samuel Jackson name is Fury. Yeah, Nick Fury. Demola Abiodun Ibrahim says, I think PSG would take Osimhen over Rashford. He's already played in the league before, so that's an advantage over Rashford. Okay. Ferdinand Ekene, my brother from Gillingham. How you doing? Okay, they show you true movie. When I wanted to introduce us to the idea that America will have a black president soon who likes to talk. So they gave us Chris Rock as the president in Head of State. That's the most accurate, predictive movie. And I watched that movie, and then Obama became president in 2008. And I said to my friend, my lawyer friend, Big Bros, but I support Musa that Paul. You see why I always say that America is not a country, it's a company. They start out by advertising what they want to put out. They check the pulse of the people and then they do it. You see what they just did with Head of States, so like 6, 8, 10 years ago, and then look at this guy has become the president. Come on, it's not a coincidence. It's arranged. Okay, I say Everton might go down next season with the way they are going. I'm not sure they will go down. I'm sure they will protect them like egg. They will not go down. Olafat, are you not surprised that they started the season very poorly, but the minute they deduct 10 points from them, they start winning games, like games are going out of fashion. They're going to places to win matches that they have no business winning. Let's say the EPL RNG, EPL. Everything can go down in the season where Liverpool are meant to drop. So that region will not have terrible. Liverpool are meant to drop out of the top 4 race, and meant to drop out of the title race, and all of a sudden that region of England will not have the energy that comes in. Look at the Premier League a little bit. Can't you see that there is a balance about the social strata of where they position the players? Manchester, you have where you have the best food in England. You have there with their terrible weather, the Manchester weather. London, where is both the economic and political capital of England. You have almost all the teams there, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The Arsenal, the Chelsea, the Spurs, and then you have the Fulham, the Crystal Palace, West Ham. All those other teams that are there. Brentford, these whole things are arranged, distribution, evenly balanced, and then you have the Newcastle, the Sunderland, the Southampton, Birmingham, Aston Villa, all those London teams, London extension, and the rest. You understand what I'm saying? Well, I don't think they'll go down. Olafa said that Dortmund too have been a solid team. Like I said, they topped their group with PSG and it will depend on the Hummels that shows up today. That guy is phenomenal this season in the UCL. I agree with you. Ferdinand, can I say I need your energy this morning? Take it, receive it. Yes, you have it. And Demola Abiodun Ibrahim say I'm tipping Dortmund to qualify over 2 legs against PSG. I agree with you. I feel like Dortmund will go to the finals. I don't know. I feel like Dortmund will go to the finals, and if they get to the final, they'll shock Real Madrid in the finals. It's crazy, but I just kind of feel like that. Precious Emenike says, good morning, bros. It's good to join you again. I'm so happy to watch you again on your show. Thank you very much. If you have any question, you have any commentary, please put it there. Let me read it. But thank you very much for the kind of happiness that watching me gives to you. Demola Abiodun Ibrahim say Arsenal offering Jorginho new contract is good. Make them sell party, buy Fofana or Douglas Luiz or even Zubimandi. Zubimandi might not come, but Fofana or Douglas Luiz is very, very good. Demola Abiodun Ibrahim says Sterling is still 29 years. Ataya on Ahmed Musa Dena. Euroclear man say I think the party is over for party. Make Chale play for Asante Kotoko. Well, Demola Abiodun Ibrahim say make Arsenal go for Messigo. No, make we go for Messigo. No. That way the English press will call you sickly. No, we don't do that. The guy is good, but I know say them not going to want to sell him to English to make money even go for him. Olafa to say I think Coventry have benefited from Victor Gyökeres sale to Sporting. I agree with you that, but they need more money. They're coming. They're rising. Their tide is rising. They need more money. Olama to say PSG will qualify for the finals. I'm rooting for them to win the UCL. Olafa say boss, but I thought JJ Okocha said he would prefer to watch an EPL game over an MPFA game. So why was he at the Sporting Lagos game? I don't know. When you see him next, ask him. Or tweet at him or ask him questions. I don't know what you're going to say. Maybe because the tech boys are the owner of Sporting Lagos, maybe he's looking for ways to do business with tech boys. Okocha is a businessman. I thought they said money made Pep win those trophies. Make Chelsea win them now. You steal some tactics tactical and technical soundness. Okay. I think you still need some tactical and technical soundness. That's what the professor is trying to say. Any manner, say, bros, I think Dortmund will qualify over the 2 legs. Yes, that's what everybody there has got to say. Okay, man, say, bros, now Bayern Munich, PSG will play final this year. PSG will win the UCL. Okay, that's your own take on it. I'm not going to argue. I mean, I know better not to argue with you right now. So let me go to some of the headlines and the newspapers and let's see how it goes.